Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for checking out this MoxieBox 2026 presentation. This is an updated presentation. Some new information came out that I wanted to share with you guys as soon as possible. So thank you all so much for checking this one out. In case you already watched the other one, a lot of this content for 2026 is going to remain the same. There's just something else I need to update you all on. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, MoxieBox Art creates art kits for K through 12 students, but just saying that doesn't really paint the whole picture, pun not intended. And it's my honor to be your presenter today to show you the world of MoxieBox. A few quick notes about myself. My name is Brandon. I am the homeschool coordinator and business operations strategist here at MoxieBox. That means I'm your go-to guy for you as parents or homeschool coordinators, and I oversee our warehouse and our day-to-day operations. We all wear many hats here at MoxieBox, and that helps to keep things interesting. So with that, here are the topics we'll be covering today. We'll be going over our mission as a company, really who we are, and then we'll dive deep into what a MoxieBox really is. I'll show you what's staying the same versus what's new, and then show you some of the big upcoming changes for 2026 and onward. And finally, we're going to explore some homeschool exclusive topics before I give you my info for any further questions. So, without further ado, this is MoxieBox. All right, so first of all, where on earth have we been for the past couple of years? As you saw in the video there, we've learned that kids in public school have a very real need for the power of art. Someone at the top of the food chain must have finally wisened up and realized that art isn't just painting or drawing. It's deeply transformative and immensely powerful in giving kids a voice they didn't know they had. Taking that opportunity away has just caused nothing but problems. So we've been traveling all over California, meeting the needs of students across the state, planting seeds, and watching thousands of students' lives be turned around through the power of art. It's exactly the kind of thing we're aiming to do through our mission statement, which is to foster creativity, self-expression, and exploration through giving everyone access to an art curriculum. We want to ensure that every young artist feels empowered not just to paint, but to create their world. And for us specifically as a company, MoxieBox is a family-run, California-based business that gives students, again, K through 12, a fun and engaging way to experience visual arts like never before. By providing them with high-quality arts supplies and a curriculum that meets national standards for art education, kids get the chance to create keepsake art projects every month in all manner of visual art modalities. We're not just painting and drawing here at MoxieBox. We're doing shadow studies with charcoal pencils. We're doing pastels in the style of Monet. We're working with clay. We're exploring stream of consciousness creation. We're exploring basic fluid dynamics with paints and straws. It's almost like one of our side missions is to cover every kind of visual art media out there. And with new lessons coming out every year, achieving that goal is not too far off. The magic is in the MoxieBox Art Kit itself. Each kit comes with a full color 12-page instructional guide that we call the Moxie Manual. The Moxie Manual breaks down the lesson into step-by-step instructions, and it comes complete with images and a pacing guide, which helps to provide adequate time for each step. We get questions a lot about what kits we make for what age groups, as if we design certain kits for specific age groups, but we don't do that. We actually design them so that any child of any age can do any kit. That's like a fun little rule of thumb. Any child, any age, any kit, with a few exceptions that we do make clear up front. The only thing that really changes from grade to grade is the complexity of the Moxie manual's instructions, and of course, the complexity of the final product. Anyone who's done the watercolor harvest lesson knows this perfectly well. The older you get, the more detail you add to your corn cob. High quality art supplies are also in every box, the goal being that you don't just use the materials for that one lesson, but instead you're adding to your artist toolkit over time. So today it's going to be those charcoal pencils, tomorrow it's going to be clay mats, and so on and so forth as you collect the tools to work with different art mediums. You can pretty much build an entire artist toolkit from Moxie boxes, with the only exception being scissors. For the infinitely curious, or for the kids that learn best from watching someone else do it first, we have Moxie University, or Moxie U for short. These are digital resources for you to use through our website, MoxieBoxArt.com, where we have a Moxie U page for every lesson we have. Exploring Moxie U will show you real-world examples of that lesson's art style found all over the world. We have interviews with the artists that will either champion a specific style or who create the style. I mean, there's links and resources everywhere here. If you're going to go down a rabbit hole for art, there's no better place to start. And finally, what is art without introspection? Every Moxie manual asks students to look deeper and consider their own ideas, their own understandings, and their own conclusions to create these very unique keepsake art pieces that are entirely unique to themselves. All right, let's see some of these concepts in action. Anna, one of our lesson designers, showcases how to create the proper pets art project in this video. And this is kind of an example, or I'm sorry, not kind of, this is an example of the kinds of videos that you will find on Moxie U. See if you can pay attention to the detail in the Moxie manual in the video as Anna showcases her work. All right. So this is a snapshot of what the Moxie University page looks like. So here we have the Moxie U links for 4 of our lessons. We have mid-century modern magnets in that top left, 7 elements of art, proper pets, the one you just saw, and Dia de los Muertos. Our Moxie manuals also have some short fun quizzes. Not all of them, but some of them do. And the answers to those quizzes are also on Moxie U. If you see, it says the answer key there. Okay, let's get into some of the nitty-gritty here, and I want to start with what is staying the same. The first thing that we're keeping the same is that we are not a subscription model. You get to choose your own art kits rather than us kind of deciding what you're going to get every month and, cross our fingers and hope you like it. No, you get to actually go through our whole catalog. You get to pick the kits that stand out to you. It's just better that way. And we also will ship them to you at the same time, so it's not like something where you have to wait every single month. You receive all your kits at once, and then you can kind of choose the order that you want to do them in. Secondly, we are keeping our semester and our yearly model. So for anyone who is new to MoxieBox, we consider ordering 5 boxes to be a semester order and 10 boxes to be a year or an annual order. 1 kit per month being the main idea, of course, minus the 2 months for summer. Ordering a semester set gets you free shipping. And ordering an annual set gets you free shipping plus a 15% discount on top of that. Adding on to all of that, our kit prices are remaining the same and not going up. This is something we really wanted to strive for, considering we don't know what shipping costs are going to be. Um, if we could keep this stable, that was like our number one. And we're very happy to say that we are able to keep it the same. That being said, this is more fun, and that is what is changing. Well, we've got many new kits, we've got new mediums, we've got new artist partnerships, but in kind of a weird way, that is also something that is staying the same since doing that has kind of been our MO for a while now, exploring new mediums, meeting new people. But what's really new are the lesson aids that are included in the Moxie manuals. It's harder to read like big blocks of text than it is to read comics. So one of the things we've done is leaned into more creative expressions using comics to explore some background ideas. Animations are also new for this year, and they come in a few varieties. There are some new characters that you'll learn alongside with. We've got some deep dives into the histories of certain art styles taught by the artists that champion them. For example, this is an example of one of our animated instructional videos where kids get to explore mid-century modern house designs, reflecting that iconic Palm Springs architecture.
Today, we're going to talk about mid-century modern designs. What does that term mean? Mid comes from the word middle. Century means 100 years. Modern comes from an art style that simplifies older designs. What makes a house look like mid-century modern? Well, they use basic shapes as parts, have big windows to let in sunlight, use materials from nature like wood and stone, and have pops of color. This means a bold, bright color in one small area, like a front red door. You've been given some important blueprints in your box, just like a real architect. Use them to build a plan for your home. Remember, there are no wrong choices, so trust yourself and make a confident choice about how to place your shapes, windows, doors, and beyond.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Kids get to design different parts of a mid-century modern house on a thin magnet paper, and then they cut the shapes out and use those pieces to assemble their own houses. Very fun. We've also grouped our kits into new categories, which includes kits that highlight social emotional learning or social emotional development, STEAM or science integration, and art from cultures around the world. The artist series category is probably our fastest growing category of kit. This is a kit series that is all about showing that it is possible to have a career doing art where we get to meet real artists who are actually living the dream. And this is something that is immensely powerful for students who just have they just have talent. They just have talent in art, but they might feel that that talent is somewhat misplaced or it's not very practical. Um, Seeing that their aptitudes can lead to a fulfilling life and can be a career can be immensely powerful. And finally, we have the Oceans Alive series. These are fun ocean themed kits. We get a lot of questions about, hey, like, are you guys doing more ocean themed lessons? Obviously, we're in California. The Pacific Ocean is right there. It's a big part of our lives. So, if we can kind of educate people around like ocean ecosystems and just the ocean itself, we're going to do so. So, I'm going to kind of give you a preview of the first of the Oceans Alive series kits. This is called Kelp Forest Imaginarium. And see if you can spot the comic on the inside of the Moxie manual here. There it is. But the biggest change for MoxieBox going forward from here is, drumroll please, the MoxieBox Universal Kit.
Hi, Moxie makers! We are launching a new manual system, and we are so excited to share it with you. Let's talk about important differences to notice, as well as how to guide students to the right path. Let's take a look. We will now offer two types of manuals: Junior Explorers and Universal. Junior Explorers is for young artists, developed with illustrations and visual instructions for early readers and ESL students. Universal is for artists who can read or complete the lesson with little to no adult supervision. In the Universal Manual lesson steps, we have 3 paths for each artist to choose from: Explorer, Adventurer, and Trailblazer. Explorer is for new artists who would like to learn the lesson basics. Adventurer is for artists that like to challenge themselves with a little bit more. Trailblazer is for artists who may be familiar with the art style or materials and would like to take their art to a more complex level. You can find these differences in 2 ways: the color wheel compass symbols in the corner of each step, the page tabs on the right side of the manual. Green for Explorer, purple for Adventurer, black for Trailblazer. There are stop signs at the end of each path step. This means the artist can continue on to the page specified or consider the next path of the same step. Learning extensions and Moxie U will still be featured near the back page of the manual. Flip to your artist's chosen path to find unique modifications for each step. Design your own adventure.
All right. Remember earlier how I talked about how we offer 5 different Moxie manuals for different grades? Well, that is slowly going away. It is getting replaced with this universal manual system. Rather than 5 options, now we just have 2, the Junior Explorer and the Universal manuals. And again, like the video just said, this is a choose your own adventure. So for those of us that grew up reading those choose your own adventure books, that's exactly what this is. Uh, the point behind this was to allow students to be flexible with how they teach themselves art. Rather than kind of just assuming that the pre-designed steps we made for them would actually be at their level, now they get to progress at their own pace through each lesson. You might have someone who's really good at shading, so when you get to a step that's about shading, they're gonna feel more comfortable at that Trailblazer level. This is like the hardest difficulty, right? And someone who's maybe not so familiar, like yours truly, I'm not great with shading. I would go with the Explorer difficulty, so I learned the basics. And what results from this is even more of a personalized art project than if it was just something that you just followed step by steps, based on the steps that we designed, I mean. So this is not to say, by the way, that we are not going to be offering the regular K through 12 kits still. They will still be available, but we're going to refer to them now as classic kits. These are kits that are all available on the website. Yeah, right. This is super important. So this manual system is applying to all upcoming lessons. All the ones we still have in our warehouse will be classic until the stock is depleted. And again, everything you see on the website. Once they are depleted, we're going to retire that lesson for a little while. We're going to spruce it up. We're going to make it universal and then reintroduce it as universal. Uh, this is aiming for a slow, steady rollout, basically ensuring that everyone gets to do Moxie boxes their way. All right, so I want to start wrapping up here, talking about some things that I can only talk to homeschool families about. So, first off, please send us your pictures and videos of you guys doing our artwork. Any testimonials you have you want to send in, we love it. I'm going to show you something here real quick. This is kind of
Hi,
an
I'm Justine
example.
and I'm 12 years old and I did the barn quilt box. My favorite part about doing the barn quilt box was being able to draw my own shapes and color it with my own colors. Because they're subtle and I'm not very outgoing, so I like that I could match the colors to my personality. Well, just do what you want. Don't have someone over your shoulder all the time being like, hey, can you do that and that? Just do what you want to do.
Great testimonial. But guys, we retired the barn quilt box 2 years ago. We would love to see your hard work on some of our newer kits. And we also want to make it fun. So for every submission we receive, you get entered into a monthly drawing where some lucky winners get to win some Moxie merch. We've got hats, we've got socks, we've got shirts. I promise I wore this just by coincidence. I didn't know that I'd be doing a presentation today. Um, so, it all works out. It's all serendipity. So you get to make some great testimonials and you get to win some fun merch. How cool is that? And of course, if you're okay with it, we would love to put your pictures and videos, testimonials on our website and our Instagram as well. And as a side thing too, this is as the bookworm here at Moxie, this is something I like to include, but sharing your art like this actually checks off some standards for art education, specifically under presentation. So how cool is that? You know, uh, you get to check off another box of like, yeah, no, this is a national standard of art that you've met. And even outside of all that, we at the team, we really do love seeing your guys' artwork. I have this, for example. This was, oops, let's see if I can get that in there. So this was a positively negative space. Yeah, there you go. My camera doesn't like it. This was a positively negative space kit that someone sent in, and I thought it was so cool that I just printed it out and I put it in that frame, and now it's just art in my office. We really do like it. So with that, y'all, we are done. Thank you for watching our 2026 presentation again. And if you do have any questions, please reach out to me at that email there, brandon@moxieboxart.com. You can also check out our website to see all the kits we have available. The ones you see on your screen here are just some of them, but you see how we're kind of fitting them into specific categories. But there's a lot more. So check out the website, see all the kits we have available, and I wish you all the very best for your 2026 school year. See ya!